Atlanta Hawks score on more backdoor cuts than any team I've ever seen, and they do it with sets like this. Dyson enters it into Okongwu, and he's going to look to screen away for Riza Shea, but you can tell from where Okongwu's looking that this is just a decoy action. They're not really worried about this, because the actual play is for Onyeka to dribble at the corner and for Man to explode backdoor. He draws the help and collapses the defense, and eventually Riza Shea scores on the N1. Very similar set here. Dyson again going to enter this down to Okongwu, but this time the Hawks are going to have Niang come up instead of flare screen for Dyson, but you can tell by the way they run this action, they're not really trying to score on this because Okongwu's just going to turn the other way, take that dribble to the corner, and you can see Cade come up expecting this to be a dribble handoff coming to Okongwu. Instead, it's a backdoor cut and it's a dunk. But the Hawks backdoor cutting goes way beyond set plays. Actually, those were pretty common sets throughout the league, but the thing that Atlanta does better than other teams is take advantage of overly aggressive defenders in the flow of their offense. How about this one? Ball goes to the big and immediately it's a backdoor cut. That one's covered up, so Capella turns to the corner for the handoff, but it's another backdoor cut that the Grizzlies cover. Now Capella turns back to Terrence Mann. Finally they catch a guy sleeping. Mann draws help. Clark has to jump, and now Capella can use all that space to get into the paint and put in a nice hook shot. There's no set at all. They're just playing basketball, and Okongwu doesn't like it on this first handoff. And how many teams do you know that would send Dyson coming up to get a second handoff? Probably a lot, right? The Kings, the Heat do this stuff all the time. But the Hawks are always looking for these backdoor opportunities, and look at Dyson really set this up like he's coming up and then plant that left foot hard. Bane comes up just a little too far. He catches him flat-footed. It's a nice pass by Okongwu, and it's a dunk. Similar stuff here. As soon as this ball goes to Okongwu, Dyson sets up his back door. This one's covered, but immediately the Hawks send another guy to run action, and as LeVert comes up, he feels Beasley just a little too far up, and he breaks it off. Okongwu's got great timing on these passes, and that's a good look at three. Here's another backdoor through the flow of the offense. This play's supposed to be a pin down for DeAndre Hunter to come off of, but as you see Mikal Bridges kind of top lock him and really not let him use that screen, Hunter's going to cut all the way through on the back door, and then the Hawks get into a two-man action up top, and it ends in a highlight alley-oop dunk. But if we watch it again, Hunter's cut was actually really important to this play, because as he goes through, Bogdanovic is going to see the action happening up top, and immediately sets a pin down for Hunter, who came through on this back door. Now, these two defenders, one of them has to tag this roll, but since they're caught up guarding this action, neither of them helps, and that's what creates the dunk. So as we've seen, the Hawks use backdoors in a bunch of different ways. Of course, they have set plays built in whenever they want to use them, but the thing that sets them apart is how on the same page they are with setting these up through the regular flow of the game. The perimeter players are always trying to take advantage of an overplaying defender, and the bigs are ready to make that bounce pass in an instant. I'm looking forward to seeing how their new personnel fits in with this style.